Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, back in the building with another video. And this is going to be another review. Now, before I continue on with said review, just want to let y'all know, as usual, that if y'all hear any talking, background noises, and stuff like that, that's my family. So, without further ado, let's continue. And today's review is going to be on the 1975 Japanese martial arts action film classic based on a manga series written by Ikki Kajiwara, the creator of Ashita no Joe, Tiger Mask, Karate Baka Ichidai, aka Karate Master, and Star of the Giants, and drawn by Masaki Sato, and that is the 13 Steps of Maki, the Young Aristocrat, starring Etsuko Shihomi, with a cameo from the late great Shinichi Chiba, aka Sonny Chiba. And just want to let y'all know that I'm using disc one of the Sonny Chiba Blu ray collection, courtesy of Shell Factory. I've used this before in my last review of the defensive power of Aikido, starring Jiro Chiba, aka Jiro Yabuki, and his brother, Sonny Chiba. And I'm using it for this review. So, yeah, let's continue. And I'm going to read the synopsis with this booklet right here, Blu ray booklet. So, let's get started. Sorry about that pause there. Based on a manga series by Ikki Kajiwara and Masaki Sato, 13 Steps of Maki follows the leader of the all-female stray cats gang who use their fighting skills to help others. But when Maki crosses the daughter of a powerful man with connections to the Yakuza, she winds up in prison on false charges. Yeah, pretty good synopsis there. Now, let's talk about the story, the characters, and the acting. Now, the story, it's pretty interesting. Like, especially for the fact that it's based on a manga series, which is pretty cool. It makes it an adaptation. So, I haven't read the original manga since it's not available, and you know what I'm saying. So, I have to judge it as its own entity. The movie, I should say, in terms of its story, characters, and acting, and all that stuff. I have to say the story is not too bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, it's not some Oscar-winning, story. You know what I'm saying? Especially, we're talking about a Japanese martial arts film from the '70s based on a martial arts manga. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty enjoyable and pretty intriguing, pretty interesting. That I would say. And the characters are interesting too, especially Maki Hyuga, played by the wonderful Etsuko Shihomi, aka Shiomi, aka Shiomi. She definitely did her thing playing the character of Maki, playing this female karateka, wanting to help others, especially women. Um, and her and the trials she has to go through, especially with the fact that she's been falsely accused of a crime due to the fact that the daughter that she crosses with is the daughter of a man with connections with the Yakuza. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she had to go through all that. That the other cast definitely did their thing too with their acting. You know what I'm saying? There's not much I can say there. But, the story, it gets a 3.5 out of 5, I would say. You know what I'm saying? The characters, like a 4 out of 5, and the acting, 4.5 out of 5. Now, let's talk about the action. The action in this is pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Very well choreographed. You know, Sonny Chiba's Japan Action Club definitely showcased their action style perfectly in this film, you know what I'm saying? Especially High the Hills with, the Satsujin Ken films, aka the Street Fighter films that Sonny Chiba starred in. And then the Ona Hisatsuken series, aka the Sister Street Fighter series that Etsuko Shihomi starts in, things of that nature. So, it's very well choreographed, very well shot and edited, you know what I'm saying? Which is a plus, you know what I'm saying? And the film as a whole was shot pretty good too, not gonna hold y'all. The lighting is also good, you know what I'm saying? And, no complaints there. And the final fight in the film is just chef's kiss in my opinion. It's definitely up there, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of Asian martial arts films in the '70s, especially ones from Hong Kong and Taiwan, you know what I'm saying, back in that time period. So the action gets a 5 out of 5 from me. Cinematography, 4.5 out of 5. Same thing with editing, 5 out of 5. The lighting gets a 4 out of 5, for sure, for sure. No complaints there. Now let's talk about the music. The music is pretty good, you know what I'm saying? It has some very catchy banging tunes. The opening theme sung by Etsuko Shihomi herself is pretty good, you know what I'm saying? It also showcased, her talent as a singer, you know what I'm saying? Even though she's known for, by Western fans mostly with her action, but in Japan, she was known not only for her action films, but also for her singing and all that stuff and commercials as well. So, you know what I'm saying, which is a plus. So the music gets a 5 out of 5 in my opinion. So yeah, overall, the 13 Steps of Maki, the Young Aristocrats, is a pretty dope Japanese martial arts action film classic from the 70s that I highly recommend y'all checking out. You know what I'm saying? At least once or twice. Hell, even 3 times just to give it, that rewatchability. And hell, I'm probably gonna watch it a couple more times even. So this film definitely gets a 5 out of 5 in my opinion, tops. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all enjoy this review. Stay tuned for more. You can subscribe to the Oaghaji 27 YouTube channel and hit that notification button. You know what I'm saying? If you like this video, you can also like it and share it. You can also follow me on my social media accounts and all that good stuff. So, yeah. So stay tuned for more content. So, with that being said, this is your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, aka the Perfect Sensei, signing out. Peace.